You're watching Rurouni K95's movie review on Men in Black. Hi, Ruronis. This is your pal Rurouni K95 here, and once again, we get to cover another movie for today's movie review is Men in Black. Men in Black is a 1997 American science fiction action comedy film directed by Barry Sonnenfeld, produced by Walter F. Parks and Laurie MacDonald, and written by Ed Solomon, and loosely based on the Men in Black comic book series created by Lowell Cunningham and Sandy Carruthers. This movie features Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. So let I know there's been sequels like Men in Black 2 and 3 and the spin-off film Men in Black International and a 1997-2001 animated series of the same name. But I'm here to discuss about the first Men in Black movie. So let's begin. After a government agency makes first contact with the aliens in 1961, alien refugees live in a secret on Earth, disguise themselves as humans. Men in Black, MIB for short, is a secret agent that policies these aliens, protects Earth from extraterrestrial threats, and uses memory erasing neuralizers to keep alien activity a secret. MIB agents have their former identities erased while retired agents are neuralized after an operation to arrest an alien criminal named Mikey near the Mexican border by agents K and D, and later decides that he is too old for his job, prompting the former to neutralize him so he can retire. Meanwhile, NYPD undercover police officer James Darrell Edwards III pursues an unnaturally fast and agile suspect into the Solomon R. Guggenheim Museum. Impressed, Kay interviews James about his encounter, then neuralizes him and leaves him a business card with an address. Edwards goes to the address and undergoes a series of tests which he finds an unorthodox solutions, including a rational hesitation and regarding test, while the other candidates, who are military grade, are neuralized. Kay offers Edwards a position with the MIB. Edward accepts, and his identity and civilian life are erased, and he becomes Agent J, as you noticed as well. In upstate New York, an alien illegally crash lands on Earth, kills a farmer named Edgar, and uses his skin as a disguise. Tasked with finding a device called the Galaxy, then Edgar, the alien, goes into a New York restaurant and finds two aliens disguised as humans who are supposed to have it in their possession. He kills them and takes a container from them, but is angered to only find diamonds inside. After learning about the incident in a tabloid magazine, Kay investigates the crash landing and concludes Edgar's skin was taken by a bug, a species of aggressive cockroach-like aliens. He and Jay head to a morgue to examine the bodies the bug has killed. Inside one body, which turns out to be a piloted robot, they discover a dying Arquillian alien who says that to prevent war, the galaxy is on Orion's belt. The alien who used the name Rosenberg was a member of the Arquillian royal family. Kay fears his death may spark a war. MIB informant Frank the Pug explains that the missing galaxy is a massive energy source housed in a small jewel. So Agent Day deduces that the galaxy is hanging on the collar of Rosenberg's cat Orion, which is either a tabby cat or a calico, which depending on which cat breed is it, which refuses to leave the body at the morgue. J and K arrive just as the bug takes the galaxy and kidnaps the coroner Laurel Weaver. Meanwhile, an Arquillian battleship fires a warning spot in the Arctic and delivers an ultimatum to the MIB: return the galaxy within a galactic standard week in an hour of Earth time, or they will destroy Earth. The bug arrives at the observation towers of the 1964 New York World's Fair, New York State Pavilion at Flushing Meadows, which disguise two real flying saucers. Once there, Laurel escapes the bug's clutches when it accidentally drops her. It activates one of the saucers and tries to leave Earth. But K and J shoot it down and the ship crashes into the Unisphere. The bug sheds Edgar's skin and swallows J and K's guns, provokes it until he is too swallowed. The bug tries to escape on the other ship, but J slows it down by taunting it and crushing cockroaches, angering it. K blows the bug apart from the inside, having found his gun inside its stomach, which is probably in the womb, which is probably down in the process. How Agent K has to kill it. If you've seen the movie Men in Black, especially, if you will. J and K recover the galaxy and relax, thinking the whole ordeal over. For the still living upper half of the bug to pounce on them from behind, but Laurel kills it with J's gun. At the MIB headquarters, K tells Jay that he has not been training with him as a partner, but as a replacement. K bids Jay farewell before Jay neuralizes him at his request. K returns to his civilian life, and Laurel becomes Jay's new partner, L, as in Agent L, if you noticed, if you will. And that's my review on the movie Men in Black. So for the thing about the movie Men in Black, the film was released in the United States on July 2nd, 1997 by Columbia Pictures and grossed about $589.3 million US dollars worldwide against a $90 million budget. Becoming the year's third highest grossing film, it received positive reviews with the critics praising its humor, action sequences, Jones and Smith's performances, special effects, and Danny Elfman's musical score. The film received 3 Academy Award nominations: Best Art Direction, Best Original Score, and Best Makeup, winning the latter award. The film spawned 2 sequels, like Men in Black 2 and Men in Black 3, a spin-off film, Men in Black International, and the 1997-2001 animated series of the same name. But I don't know if I will be reviewing Men in Black 3 because, spoiler for later on in the later series. Same with Men in Black 2 because I don't know if I'll review them for the future as well. But who knows? But we can only imagine as well, if you know. As well, particularly as the production of Men in Black, the film is loosely based on Lowell Cunningham and Sandy Carruthers' comic book, The Men in Black, which is serialized by Aerosol Comics as well as Malibu Comics, which is subsequently owned by Marvel Comics back in the 90s, especially for Men in Black as well. Producers Walter F. Parks and Laurie McDonald optioned the rights to The Men in Black in 1992 and hired Ed Solomon to write a airy, faithful script. Parks and McDonald wanted Barry Sonnenfeld as director because he had helmed the darkly humorous Addams Family and its sequel, Addams Family Values, which I don't know if I'll get to review Addams Family or the Addams Family Values because that'll get to that title in good time in one point. However, Sonnenfeld was attached to Get Shorty, so they instead approached Les Mayfield to direct as they heard about the positive reception to his remake of Miracle on 34th Street. They actually saw the film later and decided he was inappropriate. As a result, Men in Black was delayed so as to allow Sonnenfeld to make it his next project after Get Shorty 2 years later, as you notice, if you will. Much of the initial script drafts were set underground, with the locations ranging from Kansas to Washington, D.C. and Nevada. Sonnenfeld decided to change the location to New York City because the director felt New Yorkers would be tolerant of aliens who behaved oddly while disguised. He also felt much of the city's structures resembled flying saucers and rocket ships. One of the locations Sonnenfeld thought perfectly for the movie was a giant ventilation structure for the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, which became the outside of the MIB headquarters. Principal photography, however, for the movie Men in Black, began on March 1996 many last-minute changes ensued during the production. First, was the scene where James Edwards chasing a disguised alien was to be filmed at the Lincoln Center, but the New York Philharmonic decided to charge the filmmakers for using their buildings, prompting the Sonnenfeld to use the film scene at the Solomon R. Guggenheim Museum instead. Then, 5 months into the shoot, the Sonnenfeld decided that the original ending was with a humorous existential debate between Agent J and the Bug was unexpectedly and lacking the action and that the rest of the film had. Five potential replacements were discussed. One of these had Laura Weaver being neuralized and Kay remaining an agent. Eventually boiled down to the Bug eating Kay and fighting Agent J. Replacing the animatronic Bug, Rick Baker's crew had developed with a computer-generated Bug with an appearance closer to a cockroach in general. In the process. The whole action sequence cost an extra $4.5 million to the filmmakers. Further changes were made during the post-production to simplify the plot line involving the possession of the tiny galaxy. The Archelians would hand over the galaxy to the Baltians, ending a long war. The Bugs need to feed on the casualties and steal the galaxy in order to continue the war. Through a changing of the subtitles, the images on MIB's main computer, and Frank the Pug's dialogue, the Baltians were eliminated from the plot as well. Earth goes on from being potentially destroyed in the crossfire between the two races into being possibly destroyed by the Archelians themselves to prevent the Bugs from getting the galaxy. These changes to the plot were carried out when only 2 weeks remained in the film's post-production, but the film's novelization still contains the Baltians as well. Production designer Bo Welch designed the MIB headquarters with the 1960s tone in mind, because that was when the organization is filmed. He cited the influences from the Finnish architect Eero Saarinen, who designed a terminal at the John F. Kennedy International Airport as the arrival point of aliens on Earth, which Welch felt that headquarters had to resemble an airport, what we see in Men in Black. Rick Baker was approached to provide the prosthetic and animatronic aliens, many of whom would have more otherworldly designs instead of looking humanoid. For example, the reveal of Genital Rosenberg's Archelian nature went from a man with a light under his neck skin to a small alien hidden inside a human head. Baker would describe Men in Black as the most complex production in his career, requiring more sketches than all of my previous movies together. Baker had to have approval from Sonnenfeld and Spielberg. It was like, Steven likes the head of this on this one, and Barry likes the body on this one. So why don't you do a mix and match? I said, because I wouldn't make sense. Sonnenfeld also changed a lot the film's aesthetic pre-production. And I was started out saying aliens shouldn't be humans perceive to them to be. Why do they need eyes? So Rick did these great designs, and I say that's great. But how do we know he was looking? I ended up where everyone else did. I only took 3 months. The mannequins built by Baker's team would later be visualized by Industrial Light and Magic, who was responsible for the visual effects and computer-generated imagery for more mobile digital versions of the aliens. So that's going to be it for my movie review on Men in Black for today. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts on Men in Black. Even though I have seen the movie Men in Black on DVD, because I consider this to be my favorite movie, because Men in Black came out in 97, because it's been a while since I've seen Men in Black as well, I guess. Help subscribe for content. My anime play link in the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook. If you have Twitter, Facebook account, and all social media, be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button on this video. Feel free to leave in the comments in the comment section below in this video for that as well. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RurouniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel. Hit the notifications bell button. Be sure to get that in your emails. And I got another movie review that I have coming up, what I've got planned. Stay tuned for my next movie review, which I'll cover a Joel Schumacher film from the 80s with my movie review on Lost Boys. Stay tuned for my next movie review on The Lost Boys. Until next time.